Hello, welcome to another Big Fang Modern Man. We are playing our Landfall Mardu deck, and our opponent is playing an Abzan Loam deck, I suppose, a sort of dredge Abzan deck. It's quite an interesting deck, so definitely check it out in the in this video. But didn't initially know he was on that, so obviously we were going in blind. So this our opener, we've got 2 Dried Militants, a Lightning Bolt, a Confidant, a Core Firewalker, and a Lightning Helix, which is fairly decent. Obviously we need to draw that second land. I took the risk on the draw, which I'm reasonably happy with it. I mean, definitely need that second land, but that's all we need. Our deck runs pretty well on 2 mana, so I think this is a reasonable keep on the draw. Such a Sacred Foundry. That fetches the Temple Garden, the Raven's Crimers, which I'm going to discard the Core Firewalker given that I've got 2 and it's not the best creature in our deck. So he has Raven's Crime, which is obviously part of his loan package. And I didn't really think much of it at the time actually. Later I kind of thought he was just a general Abzan deck, but we'll get into that I suppose as the game goes on. But yeah, obviously Dried Milton actually works really well here against cards like Raven's Crime, because that's just going to be exiled, so he's not going to be able to retrace that ever. It's also good against Loam in general, so turns out it's a pretty good matchup, although this is sort of a roguey matchup in fairness. So we're just going to run our Dark Confidant, tapped out. Obviously do risk it getting removed, but I just think it'd be really powerful if he doesn't have an answer to it. So he drops a Knight Relic, which is potentially dangerous, but at the moment it's just a 3/3, and we have a couple of Lightning Bolts off thanks to that Confidant, so I'm just going to bolt it. Get in for 4. Can drop the Core Firewalker here. I think I'm just going to drop a Militant and drop a Fetch. Given that he's not playing red, Core Firewalker didn't seem particularly exciting. One drops a Siege Rhino, which drops us down to 9, which is a little bit scary, has to be said. Also Siege Rhino in general is pretty scary. This is kind of why I want paths in the deck, or at least in sideboard, just because Siege Rhino is a real beating. I'm going to fetch up here. I'm going to use both our removal spells to get rid of the Siege Rhino so we can actually get through an attack. It's not a very efficient way of doing things, but we don't have a lot of choice here, and sitting around in front of a Rhino is not a good idea, particularly as our guys don't have a lot of toughness, so we're just going to take quite a lot of damage, and we're already pretty low on 7 here. So Bolt on the Helix takes out the Rhino, and we're able to attack for 6, putting our opponent down to 10. It's nice. Keep the fetch in hand for the plated GP if we're going to get to play it. Unfortunately our opponent has a Thoughtseize, which ends up taking the GP, but that's all he has. Meanwhile we're still drawing extra cards off the Confidant, which is awesome. Our opponent had to 2, drop a GP, then a Militant, and our opponent concedes from there. So yeah, works out pretty well. Confidant did a lot of work there, drawing us plenty of cards and helping us out. Siege Rhino was pretty scary, but fortunately we had the removal to deal with it, mostly thanks to the Confidant, and managed to get rid of it. So yeah, difficult card to deal with, Siege Rhino, and I definitely think Path should be somewhere in the list, even if just in sideboard, just because I think Siege Rhino is going to be a card that you're going to see increasingly over the course of the way that Modern progresses, I imagine, post-ban. So definitely think Path is worth it just for that card, just because 2 removal spells to deal with it is a big ask. Let's go into game 2. Okay, so it looks fairly nice. We've got Thoughtseize, Dual Boros Charm, play GP, and a Confidant. No turn 1 play, but otherwise a fairly good hand. Oh yeah, I'm going to be able to Thoughtseize. Went a bit too fast there. He had Life from the Elishnorn and a Dark Blast. Dark Blast being particularly devastating for us. I ended up taking the Elishnorn because I don't want to give him something to dredge back. I assume he wants Elishnorn in the graveyard as well, but it seems like it's better than just giving him something to dredge on his turn. So that's what I went with. Might have been the wrong choice, but he gets Temple Garden, Catacombs, getting back 2 lands in hand. I play my fetch. I don't want to play a GP'd into a Dark Blast or a Confidant into a Dark Blast, so I just sit back. Hopefully I'll be able to play this GP'd and then be able to play a fetch to protect it from a Dark Blast. So I'm really not liking our position in general. On his turn, I'm going to fetch to protect it. He continues to dredge Loam into some interesting cards into the graveyard. I'm about to take one of the GPs. Play 2 spells this turn, so I'm going to play the Confidant and the GP'd. I don't know if I had the opportunity to get another black source, because I would have much rather had double Confidant out, because at least I would have drawn something at the beginning of my turn. With GP potentially doesn't do anything, because I don't draw a land, I actually just attack for 1, which gives him plenty of time for dredging his Dark Blast back up. So Dark Blast takes out the Confidant, and 7, essentially up to a 9/9. Oh well, 8/8 at the moment I suppose, because he can't use his ability just yet. But yeah, pretty huge and pretty scary. Draw our step links, which is fine, but not exciting. He continues to dredge and finds the lingering souls as well, which makes our chances of winning that much lower. That Blast takes out the Geopede, lingering souls tokens, and we're looking pretty dead here. So yeah, we draw Blood Crypt, which obviously isn't going to save us from this beatdown, and yeah, we concede. So yeah, he was just getting way too much value there, and there's not a whole lot I could do about it. Pretty big amount of the Reliquary shuts down, and Dark Blast was a real beating for this deck. Dried Militant is actually a good answer to it, because it exiles Dark Blast even if they kill the Militant. But yeah, not great for us. But the inbuilt Militant tech is pretty nice here, for given that he is a dredge deck by the looks of things. So play there. Looks like we took a mulligan. Let's see if we can go back and see that again. Sorry. I'm going to keep the chat screen up actually, if I can. I'm not sure if it's any use though. It's useful to know when he's dredging and when he's not, but I'm not sure if that's going to come out. Let us once again skip past what I wanted to see. Right. See if we can get it to work. So obviously going to go on to play. This was our opener. Confidant, Persecution, Bolt, and Bora's Charm. Can't quite remember why I brought the Zealous Persecution in. That seems like a strange choice. Not sure on that one. Maybe just to pump back eyes, I can't remember. It seems like a strange choice, I wouldn't definitely recommend it, but we don't have a lot of graveyard hate, so maybe it was just I thought it was better than maybe Core Firewalker or something like that. So this hand I end up not keeping. Yeah, it's probably not the most aggressive or fast at the start. This is a little better. Dried Militant, play GP'd, and the Tidehollow Sculler. Particularly as the Militant can get rid of Dark Blast, which was such a beating for us in the last one. I think this chat screen does do a lot. Right, so he leads off with a Ley Line. Oh, it is my turn. So I won't be able to burn him out, but I don't think that does a great deal against our deck, so I'm reasonably fine. Play Militant into Geopede. Inquisitions, which is going to take our Sculler, unfortunately. Play Fetch. I'm going to crack it now and get in for the 5. Anything that really punishes me from that is drawing Borrow's Charm, I suppose, but I think generally we're just better off getting in the damage as quickly as possible. 4, which is a good way to stall it out. We can't do a whole lot about that, and we continue to draw. I didn't play the fetch there because I can't actually outsize this Knight of Reliquary despite playing it, so I figured it would be better to just hold on to it and wait. He fetches up the Treetop Village. Execution, I believe I can actually kill the knight if he blocks. So we've got sack the flats, make a 5/5, 6/6 with the Zealous Persecution, and he can make his knight into an 8/8. Is that right? So do we actually win that one? So it's 3, 4, 5, and I can make it into a 6/6, whereas he can sack his Overgrown Gecko. Can sack this to make his guy 7/7, then use the Reliquary's ability, and we can make it an 8/8. So I actually can't kill there, so I think I miscalculated that. I thought I could kill it, but I don't think I can if he actually uses both abilities. Cracking the fetch and the knight, but he doesn't go for the block anyway. He ends up just throwing out a Treetop Village, which I'm fine to get rid of. In the meantime, he makes his knight into a 9/9, which makes it very difficult for us. We draw another Geopede though, which gives us a little bit of hope in that we might actually be able to beat past this knight. He gets Vault of the Archangel, which is very scary for us, and his knight becomes an 11/11. Innocent Version takes out the Militant, which then starts allowing him to Loam, which is not great. If I find another Militant, but again, I can't really attack. He can attack with both his guys. I can block one, but either way, here go up to 24, and that kind of puts the game away for us. Geopede could have done quite a bit of damage, these two Geopedes, but not nearly enough to finish our opponent off. So, and he's just in such a dominant position here. Again, argument for path is that we just couldn't get past that turn 3 like 4/4 knight, which is pretty bad for us. I mean, roadblocks are one of the nightmares for this deck, and a 4/4 it kind of presses that button for us because we'll really struggle getting past a creature of that size. So yeah, again, I feel like path would be useful. Maybe if this Zealous Persecution was a path to exile instead, we probably would have won this one, because it didn't seem like he had a ton of action beyond the knight, the initial knight, but that allowed him to buy some time and get some more turns in. So yeah, a little unfortunate to lose out there, but obviously he showed some deficiencies with our deck and maybe some ways in which we could improve it, and obviously he did pretty well and beat us down. Pretty cool deck as well, by the way. Lucas Tyree, I assume, is yeah, a pretty sweet deck. It's the Abzan Loam build, which I'll be quite interested in maybe giving a try sometime. It looks like a lot of fun.